you ready to learn? Because my super experienced guests are ready to share some really valuable information. Make sure and listen all the way to the end to get help and support. So let's start with the best audio experience.
Hello guys, welcome to our show. Today we discuss about scale, how you can scale your agency and go ahead. I'm so excited to discuss this topic with Goss. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing excellent. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, it's a big pleasure. Sorry for my talking. Sometimes it's hard to calm down, but yeah, you can see that it's live. So yeah, I can fix this noise. Okay, before we start, just tell more about yourself, experience, background, and why you decided to share with us about scaling agency.
Yeah, absolutely. So I first got into marketing when I was in middle school, right? When I was 15. And I'm about to turn 31. So I can say I've been doing marketing for nearly half my life. So I got into building other people's companies with SEO and with Google, getting on the top page of Google just by writing blog posts. And back then it was easy, right? It was so easy. Like all you had to do is do something. During that time, I got into crypto too. Mined Bitcoin back when it was $4. So I stuck within that same like technical stuff, helping build other people's websites, brands, just freelancing throughout college, always knowing about crypto and stuff. Fast forward to maybe 5 years ago, I had a small team of like 3 or 4 other freelancers, and I just focused on the client getting side of getting money in, right? I realized that hiring freelancers for $100 an hour to do the work that I would charge $120 an hour wasn't really profitable. And then I realized the work that I'm doing is the same repeatable steps again and again. It's always the same steps. It's just maybe a little bit different for every client. And this works, this approach works if I'm working with a plumber or a SaaS company or an NFT or a crypto company. It's always the same steps that a freelancer with his process usually goes through, right? So about last year, we built up and scaled up one single product, one service, and we had 60 employees working under us. So we hired 5 people a day. We wrote all the flow processes, the playbooks, the flow diagrams on how to make a sustainable, systematic business. And that's what an agency or that's what a company should become, right? For the business owner, I didn't need to do anything. Once you build a company and once you build something sustainable, you don't need to do all the freelancer stuff because you've really delegated it. So I'll be talking about that and how a freelancer could start that, and they can start with their first employee, or maybe they get their first worker, and then they have 1 or 2 people that can find them new clients or sales. I'll talk about how to do that. And it's really just the key point on that before I dive deeper on that later in this call is you can hire people in the Philippines who have a college degree in English or communications or have, a few years of business experience, and you can pay them a good salary of $400 or $500 a month, and they will be a lot more efficient than just hiring an American off of, right after college, right? So I suggest people go to think about that and then use that to scale that out. And the last part is if you're listening to this and you're trying to help, other companies grow and you're not quite sure where to start, to just follow where the money's at, right? So if you're trying to get your feet wet in marketing, usually you work with small businesses or you learn a process and you test it out with like individual companies. But where should you end up, right? I switched to crypto and I added 2 zeros to my retainer, right? Nice. And I helped them raise millions of dollars instead of helping a small business make an extra few $1,000s a week, right? So, I mean, I can just dive right in. If you like.
Yeah. I love your experience. And, let me share my story, why I decided to accept crypto and how I jumped on this field. Now, I think that I read a lot of articles from Warren Buffett, Bill Gates. They told that crypto is fake, it's fraud, it's not real money. Then I got a few clients who told me, okay, do you accept crypto? I told them, no, 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 I don't need it. I'm not going to accept crypto. And they replied to me, okay, okay, I'll find someone else. So I got it. No way, no, okay. Let me figure out. Then I started to learn more about crypto and got it. It's money. It's real money. You can get in USDG or Boost, and you can convert them to real money for a few seconds. So if you don't want to play on this game on crypto trading like with Bitcoin or Ethereum or any others, because we have thousands of them. So yeah, you can just have them in stable coin or even to withdraw immediately after getting this payment. That's why I got it. No way. It's better to be on this field. And yeah, I think crypto works well. I'm interested about your method of hiring the right people. You mentioned about Philippines, probably other countries. Can you tell how to find the right specialist? For example, if I go to Upwork and I need a good copywriter or any other experts, so I found that many of them have 5-star ratings, good reviews. But when you are trying to cooperate with them, the result is not the same to their portfolio. Can you tell your experience how to find the right people, responsible people who will provide high quality job?
Sure. This might sound counterintuitive, but this is how I hired probably 200 people and have them do 100% A+ work. And I hire people who have zero experience. I've hired developers that have zero experience in doing anything blockchain, and then they end up building entire apps. I've hired people who have zero sales experience, like they've never done it before, and then they make the company probably 10,000 or 20,000 every month. I hire people who have no idea how to run Twitter ads or Facebook ads or any sort of advertising ever. And then within like 2 or 3 hours, they can run ads as good as me or anyone else on my team. The secret to that is not a secret. It's in all the how to scale and how to start scale up a business books like the E-Myth. You have a process, and what that process is, it's a recipe, right? I don't know how to cook the best bowl of like curry, right? I don't know that, but I can ask one of my Indian chef friends and say, "What's your best recipe on making coconut curry?" They'll give me the recipe and it'll say, collect these ingredients. The ingredients you can buy on this website or go to this grocery store. Get them all in front of you, right? Get a stove, get these pots and pans, and then turn on the stove to whatever. Then you just follow it. One sentence, one picture. Mm-hmm. If someone could read English as good as me, as good as anyone, right? I'm American. Our English skills are still kind of meh, but if you could give someone a recipe, you don't hire them until they can do the recipe. So if someone has no experience doing ads, but you say, hey, here's an account because you need to have an account. Here's $10. Here's the recipe on how to run ads. And this has to be where the skill is. I can't expect someone else to be at that same level of skill I am. I can only bring them up to how I would do it. So I give them, that's a job interview, right? I'll walk through how to bring people to get to that point, but I put out job application with maybe, I get to like maybe 30 or 100 applications. And the application sounds like, hey, we're looking for someone who's, and then I name the values of the type of person I want. It would be nice if they knew how to run ads. They don't need to. They might have good insight, but if you are 10 out of 10 at running ads, you don't need someone who's also a 10 out of 10 at running ads. You just need someone who's probably diligent, good at analyzing numbers, someone who doesn't like to make mistakes. You don't want to hire someone who's very sociable, likes networking with people, likes following up and starting conversations, is okay with rejection. I would keep that person for the sales outreach team, someone who can just DM people to say, hey, I can help you, right? That guy is a different personality than the diligent, likes numbers, likes not making mistakes type of person. So I say, hey, cool, come in, fill out this form. And I post this job application on online jobs. It's popular. You can post it on like Fiverr, on Facebook. You can put, there's like thousands of job boards. You just post that very generic post. Hey, we're looking for a virtual assistant who can help. who can help us. They'll be full-time. We're looking for someone who's diligent, blah, blah, blah. And then if you like to apply, use this link. And the link is just a form. You can use Google, like a Google form. You don't have to be, and it's just tell us about yourself. You can have them fill out a personality test, and you're just testing, what kind of experience do you have. And then when they fall into one big form, you can ask them for their salary too. And then when you just see all that, you just organize by, you can shortlist the candidates, but usually about 10% of the people that fill it out are like, good, right? Like they're like, oh, that's good. They're reasonable. They're not $10 an hour, $50 an hour. It's just, as long as they can follow instructions. And so far they're following instructions. When I find candidates I want to test out, I give them the recipe and I ask them to videotape their screen while they do it. I'll spend $5 to have them like set up an ad campaign. And if they can set up an ad campaign in the 2 hours that usually would take me 2 hours, and they would get to the same outcome, I'd hire them instantly. So I usually hire 2 or 3 people at the same time. And then I just say, cool. And that's it.
For example, let me share an example. If I, have no experience to play basketball, yes, if I take this ball, it doesn't matter how many times someone will tell me how to hit the ball, how to play. It takes time to get this experience. It takes time to play well. So I can read 100 books how to do it. Without experience, it's hard. It's really hard. And I found in paid marketing or any other advertisement, it's better to have this experience, because it's not about setting according to guides or instructions marketing campaign, because it demands creativity, experience, what to change, how to adapt to some preferences, how to find a buying persona. And I found that people who have no experience, they are not productive at that.
No, I agree. They don't do 100% of the work, right? So imagine there's only 160 hours in a month, right? Let me go back to like the recipe, right? The chef isn't going to know how to grow a chicken. The chef isn't going to know how to plant the coconut and the herbs. You just be very specific. Turn the stove from 0 to high or to medium heat. Very specific, very like 100% can't be wrong, right? So for running ads, our campaign, we do about like 6 to 10, and we did one project that 99 times return on ad spend. I'm not kidding. It is copy and paste, turn, press on, and then we change the ad once a day. Copy, paste, same creative. I literally don't need to do anything. We just have the only hard part is right now I talk with the clients. My business partner talks with the clients, because that can't be 100% automated, same message every time. However, you can use a framework. You can give someone a framework, and that's like going outside a hotel, out on the balcony, and you have a rail. You have a rail, so the person can go up to the rail and like try and do stuff, but as long as they don't step over, they won't fall over. So a framework, when it comes to something like that, is, hey, these are things that you should say. These are things that if they say this, you should say something like this. And it triggers them to react in a certain way. But no, I agree. I'm not hiring people to go play basketball. I'm hiring people who would say, hey, look at the numbers. If they were going to recruit people to play basketball, look at the numbers from their high school or from their college and recommend me the top one from every school for me to send them, an invite to come play for us. Because that would probably make for a good team. But that's right. But they have to be very specific. And if there's 160 hours in a month, they might save me all 159 hours. And then I just make one hour of good decision work. And you meet with them, right? You send them, go out, go get everything prepared, and then just bring it back, and then I'll double check everything, right?
Yeah.
So you have the director, and then you have the workers. The manager just double checks full time.
Yeah. I have the same experience, because in my team, I have some virtual assistants. And if I have some daily routine that, doesn't demand any creativity, just to add information from one field to another. And it's like automation when you share all these details to someone else who can handle the process. Yeah, it can, for me, it's important to save my time. If someone can do this boring stuff, because it's boring for me, but I know that many people, it's not boring for them. So yeah, I think it depends. Yeah, and I have in my team some virtual assistants who can help me with that. So I love this experience. It's better to show the process, to spend some time. I usually do it. It doesn't work from one time. I need to do a few times, to spend time to tell the process, to show what to click, how to click, why to click. So yeah, and it works. I agree with that. Let's talk about management. Can you tell how you manage people, especially if we are talking about outsourcing? Yeah, so they can live in different countries. Your process of how to manage them.
Are you talking more about how to run a company, or is it the recruiting, or is it the how to keep track of all the people, like on the operational side? Is it like higher level or operational side?
For example, let me share an example. For example, if we create website content, I hire copywriters who can write the text. In most cases, even not copywriters, we hire experts who have proven record to write text that rank well on Google. Then we have SEO specialists who can create tasks for these copywriters. Then we have editors who can edit all this information.
You're not going to like my answer, but we have two blogs that we run. So my business partner, Mark, he scaled up Jump Cut. It was a YouTube course creating company from like 100,000 a month to like now it's worth 9 figures. He wrote a dating blog called Zirby, ZIRBY.co. That blog went from nothing to about I think 13 million in organic to website clicks in 2 years, and he doesn't need a huge and fancy team to scale that. So the process is, again, it's like a recipe. Every line is a checkbox. So even though it's like all of his blog posts rank on the top for Tinder, it's like sexy Tinder pickup lines. He was at the top for like a few years, right? And again, people see the results, but the answer that you don't like is there's one person that doesn't have experience. They do almost all the work, and then part of the step is make a blog post, do the research, take 12 blog post ideas for the next 3 months, make all these blog templates using AI, right? But they're just clicking, getting it all set up. And then the last step is hand to a writer, delegate to a writer, follow up with the writer, make sure they get paid. And then as long as you have that done, like he churns out content like nonstop for his blog. He has other blogs too, but like he just churns out content all the time. But the key thing is having a process that someone follows 100%. And if there is no process, but you do have someone skilled or someone that can help, build that recipe out, right? Like there is that research and development phase of operations where I'm working with another company. They have this fantastic marketing product. Like they do blog posts for people that do NFT projects, and they raised $5 million for one project with 5 blog posts. The way that they did it was fun and creative. It was like a story. I was like, okay, awesome. But they had to figure out how they can scale it. Like, okay, well, I don't want to do all the work. I need to figure out how I can teach someone how to do it. So if there are very specific steps that take maybe 1 or 2 hours, video record all of that, or if it's a lot of clicking, just sit down and build out that recipe. There's a free app called tango.us, free browser extension. It will record your screen, and then as you click around, it will log all of that, take a screenshot of the page and say, click here, step 1, type this in, step 2, and it will do all of that. It'll save someone maybe most of their time. And then you just have to go through and say, cool, this is step 1 of my full process. There's 10 steps. And then they just have to make that playbook. They have to have an actual playbook. But once you have that, delegate that to a person. And then have one, you could be the main the owner, or it could be another person if they need to, but just have a person double check that person's at work at the end of the day. So I have a new manager that I hired, and all they do is they double check all the people on the sales team that DM and reach out to other NFT founders and crypto founders through Telegram and Twitter and Discord. And they just say, hey, you've been following, it's just one process. Just keep it simple. They are going to be really good at getting us money, getting us clients. How many people booked an appointment? They'll say 3, 4, 2, whatever. Their goal is to bring in at least 2 a day, right? You give someone a process that would work. That's exactly what you would do. If you lost all of your memory, you could just be like, well, I know this works, right? And then that process would work, right? You give that to a person. You train them using the application process. You vet them. They follow the recipe. Cool. That's the only thing you're going to do. You're going to be hanging out with the team. Culture is important. We have these weekly meetings. We get to hang out. We play video games together. We buy each other books. Cool. But this is the main process. When you have a team that you want to scale up, or if you have one worker doing one thing, or if you want to complicate things, I align every single thing everyone does to a high level KPI, a high level role, a high level number that the whole team is rowing the boat in the same direction to get to. So if our company goal is to get $100,000 more in revenue, if that's the objective, the key result is, okay, we have to have 5 people that are each booking 2 appointments a day. And then the sales closers, right? I have a sales closing team. We're using the Alex Hermosi sales management framework, which is on YouTube. It's awesome. But like we've been meeting like every day at 11 o'clock, just in like a metaverse networking app. And we train the sales team every day. And those people, a recipe is, it is a skill, but we train them every single day for 1 hour, sometimes 90 minutes. We practice a script. We practice how to reach out to a client who is on a call, like Google Meet, but we practice every single day using a framework of, cool, everyone who is following the process, you are recording your calls and we are going to share them on this daily meeting, right? It's still a recipe on like what they should do, but this meeting trains them up so they can close. So when you have all this together, you have people coming in, and if someone's not hitting their number, I have to find someone else. If a salesperson is not at 20%, they don't get the leads. They have to go get better. They have to meet with me more, but they're not going to get leads. But if they're trying and they can do a good job, they get on the leads. And then that's how the top level goal, everyone sees the top level goal in everyone's personal number every day, right? Mm-hmm. Even the virtual assistants and the other people on the team, everyone's rowing in the same direction. And then when there's someone that's like, oh, I'm going to do something else, it's like, I can't support that. I can't justify paying you when it's not working towards the revenue. Like, I can't pay you. So everyone's working together. There's no I don't force my team. I say, dude, if you get 2 appointments a day, you can work with me for as long as you want. If the sales guy is closing at 20%, he can stay here as long as they want. I'll get them bonuses. But if I have a goal of, if a person can set 4 appointments, I'll pay them double. It incentivizes them. If they show up and get twice as many people to show up on the call, I'll pay them. I don't pay anyone hourly. I'd pay no one hourly. It's all based on value. It's all based on performance. If someone is very skilled and is worth $100 an hour doing sales, cool. If you are that good, it sounds like you're going to be making a ton of money together for the organization. If someone's really, really good at running blogs and say, yeah, I can get you a ton of clients, cool. I'll give you 20, 30% commission off of everything. Because if you are good as you say you are, you'll make way more money than $100 an hour. So I find that freelancers that charge $100 just want to have someone buy their time. I don't want to buy time. I want to make sure that everyone is taken care of. I want to take care of my people. I want to make sure that they have job security. And I want to make sure that they all become co-owners in this organization, because I don't run a company as a, top down, I own everything. I give all my employees equity. There's this framework called slicing pie. I give everyone dynamic equity. And then if you give a worker like 0.001% equity, they go from being a worker to, hey, I have ideas. I want to try this out. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Nice. Love it. Okay. You mentioned about NFT. Let's talk more about that, because, for example, I found NFT is, this topic is overwhelmed and overpriced. I mean, like, we have huge competition on this topic. For example, Gary Vee, many others, they can.
Gary Vee's cool. I've met him a few times.
Yeah, nice, cool. Can you tell about creating the right strategy? Because you get traffic by posting content on your blog or a few blogs.
Sure.
And can you tell how to create the right strategy?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, have you spoken with people who have done NFT marketing or crypto marketing on this podcast?
Yeah. I had a few people, but in most cases, they market some NFT projects. Yeah. No, not create.
The whole atmosphere of like NFTs and crypto marketing, more specifically NFT marketing, is kind of like when Google first became a thing, like 20 years ago. No one had any idea what they were doing. Right? You go to a website, you check their like SEO. There's zero on like almost all the websites. Even the very well-funded projects, there is no SEO at all. Zero. Like if you type in, you go to a website, you type in /robots.txt. So if you type in if you go see the robots text, which is the file that formally tells Google what to do, or before they get on the website to like understand it, a lot of the websites are broken. They don't have that file. They'll say, "Oh, file not found," right? It's like it's so common, and the reason for it is most NFT founders are first-time business owners that just want to get rich quick. So you have this lack of skills, this lack of professionalism all across the NFT space. There are people that do NFT marketing and podcasts that just get on TikTok and then like within like a few weeks, they have a following and they have no skill. They just have, I bought this project and I made money. You should listen to me. That's not professionalism. That's not expertise. That's just, I have more experience. And NFTs just started becoming popular in the last 2 years. So I've been in NFTs from that time, and coming from a place of already having 14, 15 years of marketing experience, it's kind of like playing basketball, but all the kids are in kindergarten. And then you're just like, what? You guys aren't even doing anything. You guys aren't even collecting any emails or phone numbers or any leads. You're just blasting out messages. Okay, the next stage is to convert them, to make them a lead, right? Oh, I want to buy your project. Cool. Just follow me on Twitter and I'll tell you when to buy. Okay. That's not as efficient as, hey, give me your phone number. I'll text you. I get 9 times more people to buy a product, to buy an NFT. 9 times more when I ask them, give me your phone number. I'm not kidding. We minted this project called Waifu House. Waifu House throws parties in Miami's now, but we collected phone numbers and emails. Compared to the other projects that we do, 5 times more people buy an NFT project when you send them an email. Most founders don't even know that they should be doing that. They don't even have that marketing experience to say, yeah, maybe we should get their contact info. No, they just collect their Twitter and they get them to join their Discord, and then they pray that they remember, right? And that's what the consumer does. The buyers, they join hundreds of these lists to buy an NFT project on the day it launches, right? They don't just, it's not like they sell the NFT over time. It's like the ideal goal is everyone shows up and then they mint out and they sell out of all the NFTs in 1 hour. And then that's it. They don't have to do anything, right? That's the ideal goal for the founder, but they're not planning on doing that. They're running around, they're trying 10,000 different things, just like how a new business owner in any niche would do. They would try networking, they'll try doing ads themselves and fail. They'll try and do, doing promo, they'll try going door to door. They'll try, just all the things because they don't have the experience of knowing what works. And having 15 years of just like basic, clients, marketing experience and all that, I'm just like, I'm hiring a lot of sales guys and they're networking, and every time they bring a client in front, they're like, this is so refreshing. We've never ran ads. It's like, it's the missing piece. Like, we guarantee return on a campaign, and no other agency, even the NFT agencies in the space, have no guarantees. They're like, yeah, you could lose money. And I'm like, dude, we're so confident. We give people, like, we guarantee they'll get at least 3 times return on ad spend when they work with my agency. It's called Engage, right? Engage XYZ. But they're just like, dude, no one else offers guarantees. No one else can run ads. I'm like, yes, because we have a relationship with the platforms. Like we have a relationship with Twitter. I can send them an email and say, hey, we want to run this account and spend $50,000. They're going to say, cool, fill up the, do your thing. Thanks, right? But 17-year-old kids that want to make $1 million, but they do have the money, like they probably sold a lot of crypto and they have the money, don't have the experience. They don't have the recipes. They don't have the frameworks. They just see what everyone else is doing and kind of copy what they're doing. And that's true of like every niche, of every, gold rush area. And like really, it's kind of sad, but
nice.
We're here to help fund the important projects, the projects that are building good things, fun things, things that are useful.
Got it. Okay, Jack, I have the question, for example, let's imagine you have no experience, knowledge, skills, anything. But you mentioned you need to have experience. Can you tell how to get this experience? For example, if you started from scratch, what will you do to get this experience, to grow your agency or win on any trade? Yeah.
Sure. So I suppose this person is probably very young, right? They have the whole world in front of them. So the question of how can a person
not always, sometimes adult people need it.
They want to start, they want to quit their job and run their own company. You need to have at least one skill, right? If you have zero skills, just like you don't even have any technical stuff, you can go buy a course for $12 on Udemy. Just like look up whatever course makes sense to you. I'm not going to tell you what skill you need to learn, but like running a business, you need to have like hundreds of skills. You have to be the best. You have to have a good amount of knowledge. I wouldn't say best. You have to have a good amount of knowledge to be able to see what the problems are. And it's a struggle. An entrepreneur is not going to get their results by taking a course. They have to learn how to get a client, right? They have to learn how to leverage it. They have to have a product idea. And they have to learn branding and marketing. They also have to understand financials and accounting. They also, if they want to scale, they have to understand recruiting and operations. But if they just want to get their first experience, just figure out how to run ads, figure out how to do sales, whatever, like I said, that characteristic that individual has, pick up a skill and just follow where the money is. So if someone wants to do something completely different, if they're working a 9 to 5 and they have none of those skills can translate into like entrepreneurship or whatever, just figure out a skill that people that they know that they can sell or that is valuable, that could be worth $100 an hour, and figure out what that skill is, and then productize an offer to that. Like have an actual offer to it. I read Alex Hormozi's content a lot, like the $100 million offers. I would suggest to a person, figure that out, figure out how you can package an offer together. Like, for example, I tell people, hey, we cost $30,000, but if you don't 3 times your money in 90 days, you get all of it back. And then people go, by running ads, that makes sense, right? Because I have the skills to run ads, to scale that, to do that. So if someone likes writing content, they could write blog posts. If someone wants to learn how to run ads for if they have an affinity or their parents were dentists, or if they have friends that have a business, they can say, hey, can I try doing this for you guys? So if they get the skill, just like one skill, and just become really good at it, a course for $12 over like a few weeks will teach them to be pretty good. They will get a recipe for that process. Just take the top rated course for whatever niche.
Mm-hmm.
And then just ask people to work for free. Get 3 case studies. Just get 3 case studies. Put them on a Google Doc, and then just figure out how to talk to the next person, and say, hey, I spent 2 hours a day, and I made these guys $10,000 more money. Are you guys willing to do this? And then they'll say, yeah, you've done this 3 times in a row. How much does it cost?
Yeah,
just go off of value.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's talk about the future. Can you forecast the future? What future will be, in agency field, and especially about NFT? I'm interested about that. So you can take 2 directions. For example, if someone is going to launch an agency, and what about NFT? Because I'm interested about this topic as well. Because I see different predictions. Someone shares that it will be dead. For Gary, we can tell no way. with NFT you can buy some stuff in virtual reality. Your thoughts about the future?
Sure. The volume on OpenSea, the NFT trading platform, is down like 99%, 99%, right? Which means like it's down by like 100-fold. We're still launching projects and getting 6x return on ad spend. So the people that are around right now, they're either people that are very serious about it, or they are people that are gambling, they're degenerates and they just want to buy whatever. But a lot of people misinterpret what NFTs are, and they think it's just like a picture. And I invite people to think about, what is an NFT? Does an NFT have any value if it doesn't have any picture? And most people can't understand that. They're like, what do you mean? Of course, it's useless. I don't get it. So if a person can understand that it's not a picture, it's a database. An NFT is just a transferable database. And the most simplest way to show that it's a database is you just have one line of code on that database that says, this is a picture. This represents the picture. But you can have that database represent, for example, I'm playing with this, the agency is working with this GameFi company that is basically building like Clash of Clans. You're familiar with that. They're building Clash of Clans, but in crypto. And people can play the game, level up their character, and then they get paid in tokens. But if they don't have the time to play it, they could lease that to someone else, for someone else to play, right? It's called play to earn, right? And there's projects that have made billions of dollars, $2 or $3 billion for its players, because there's demand for this, and then people get to play it. That trend is going to be the most popular thing in the next, within the 3 or 4 or 5 years. People using these NFTs for access to earn passive income for some sort of game, right? And all these things. I wrote this white paper about, the path to this. Like, so I have a private equity that invests in GameFi projects, right? We have about, I'm running this guild that bought $10 million worth of NFTs for this game, and another guild that has about $400 worth of valuation. And they play games, and then we earn a passive income. Even though the market is down, we're still making passive income. And it's enough for me to, spend all my time going on podcasts, helping other entrepreneurs. And I don't build for my time. I just build because it's fun. But and this is when the market's down 99%, right? People are still building. There's still tools. There's still games that are being developed, and the games used to be boring, right? The apps used to be kind of useless, or just like whatever. And now people are like getting ready to launch it, or people have games that they're launching, and it's like, cool. We're earning passive income because people are borrowing these games to play, and then they split the tokens that they get. And they're using the tokens to level up their characters more or build their base more. And it's fun. Like, they're playing a game and they have to have real resources, right? And they can't, game the system that way. But like, there's a lot of direction and a lot of leadership within NFTs where it's like, it's not just going to be just a picture and like a little community. No, it's going to be a lot of gaming and a lot of networking that comes with that. But right now, people are still making a lot of money. And it's not the 99 times return on ad spend that it was a few months ago, but it's enough for us. It's enough for a project to get that, and then they can build the project that they want to sustain the future that they want. And we get to build the future of Web3 together.
Yeah, love it. Jack, I have the final question. Can you tell common mistakes that marketers, people still do from your experience, and your any advice how to avoid mistakes during the way?
Oh, sure. I mean, mistakes are going to happen. So if someone's new or someone running an agency, mistakes are going to happen. The only thing is, how much did that mistake cost you, and are you going to learn from it, right? It's kind of like you can apply that to sales too. You get a client that has a budget of $50,000, but you lose the deal. Are you going to forget how to get that person? Like, are you going to practice? Because that cost you $50,000. That's like paying tuition, and the tuition was $50,000 because you didn't. You missed you missed like a question or you forgot, like, but are you going to go back and be like, I don't want to waste another 50,000. If you do make a mistake, learn from it. If it's the second time you make the mistake, you better, it's like, come on, right? So what I do, if I come across a really big mistake that costs a lot, which I've made, right? I've had angry clients before. Every agency will get angry clients because it's part of the process. Or like they might mess up technically, or they might have some accounting thing, or they might have, a recruiting thing or a leadership or partnership thing. That just comes with experience, but you better learn from it and say, the next time I come across it, this is what I'll do. What I do is I reflect on almost every part about a business every 3 months. So I write out kind of like how you might see like a schematic for an engine. And I say, this is where the leads come in. This is where the value gets delivered. This is where the leads come in. This is how we get the leads. This is how we convert them into sales. This is how we deliver on the value. And this is the back end engine, to keep everything running, like the office and the finance and the payroll and the cool. And I just look at that as like, was there any problems in the last 3 months? Mm-hmm. And then, if there's any problem that comes up every week, we discuss it as a team ASAP. So,
yeah. For me, it's hard to count how many times I made mistakes, a lot, and I keep doing them. But I found that it's hard to go ahead without testing, without searching for something that actually works. Because, if you use generic methods, you need to adapt them to your preferences. And it's the way, as you mentioned, it's the part of the process. I remember when Elon Musk said that if you don't make mistakes, you are not innovative enough. So that's why we do. And we are looking for ways how, of course, to avoid them, but sometimes we need them to learn how to go ahead and improve what we have. Jake, it's a big pleasure to get on my show, to learn from you. Tell our audience how they can reach out to you, learn more about you, follow you.
Sure. All you have to do is Google me. I think my name's like right here. Just Google that name. Just look up Jake Goss plus crypto. If you want to learn more about me with crypto, you can look up Jake Goss plus blogging. You can look up Jake Goss plus contact, and then you can just contact me. Like, I'm all over. Like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. So if they need help, if they have an NFT project that they want to scale, or if they have an agency that they're struggling with, they can always have a nice and friendly conversation with me.
Okay, guys, you can find the link in the description below. So you can Google, or you can open the links in the description. Listen us on Apple, Google, Spotify. Thanks again for your time. A big pleasure. Welcome back anytime, to share more value. I love it. I've learned a little bit. I think that my audience can learn a lot, So, I'm going to test some of your methods. It's interesting, especially
I'll send you all the templates. Like I said, I have files. I can just send you the files. Just let me know what you need, whatever you're working on, and I'll just copy. I can just copy and paste the recipe. It's not hard.
Yeah, I'm interested about
let me know exactly what you want.
I can attach this file, to the description. It will be great, to learn about outsourcing, when you outsource people, and when you provide them instructions, how to go ahead, what to stop. It will be great.
Sure.
Okay.
Thanks for having me on.
All right. Big pleasure. Okay, guys, love you.